Welcome to our Thursday, February 25, 2016 edition of the Government News Brief. In the news, government is now in the implementation stage of Budget 2016, Center for Domestic Violence Victims to be constructed, more resources to better equip the police force to serve and protect, and no new case of gastroenterometer. With these and other stories, I am Azim Khan. Thank you for staying with us. This is the Government News Brief. With the passage of the $230 billion 2016 national budget, government can now implement its capital works program. Hear who gets what from the budget.
Guyanese can expect major transformation of the country with the commencement of the implementation phase of Budget 2016. In an invited comment, Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu reassured that the administration is working to fulfill those promises made to Guyanese.
We are keeping as far as we can to the promises made in the elections manifesto. That is, we want to bring change to the society. We want to bring the good life and the green life, the clean life to our society. And I think these are still lofty goals. These are visionary targets to achieve. But a start is being made now. And I believe that incrementally we are going to be taking one of the proposal or promise after another and until we are able to have momentum develop for the transformation of Guyana.
According to Finance Minister Winston Jordan, the budget will ensure government's vision for the transformation of the national economy as a higher and more stable growth rate is expected.
Through our spending priorities, we have shown a desire to tackle the key and pressing problems of the society, bridging the divide between coast and hinterland, investing in traditional and new industries, setting the conditions for private sector growth and job creation, spending to repair a broken education system, improving the health and wellness of the population, and caring for the elderly and vulnerable sections of the population, among others.
There are plans to ensure that Guyanese everywhere benefit from the programs of the budget, which was presented under the theme Stimulating Growth, Restoring Confidence, The Good Life Beckons. For capital projects, $52 billion has been set aside. There are significant developments slated to occur in health, education, and the social sectors. These include new and upgraded schools, health centers and hospitals, increased pension and public assistance, hot meals, and uniforms for school children. Infrastructure development has been prioritized. Upgrades and construction of roads, bridges, airstrips, stellings, wharves, and port development are all slated to take place in 2016. With this Government News Brief, I'm Shanta Goberdan reporting.
Victims of domestic violence will soon get the necessary support, as a $40 million center will be constructed at Cornelia Ida, West Coast, Demerara. Here are the details.
The Domestic Violence Center will give domestic violence victims the needed protection and security and provide opportunities for them to be reintegrated into society. This facility on the west coast of Demerara Region 3 will have the capacity to cater for up to 10 families at a time.
Home that we're building will make accommodation for persons with their families. With regards to the program, this year in the budget, we've also indicated that we will be setting up the Domestic Violence and Sexual Offences Department. And so as soon as that comes on stream, we will be able to sit down and work out the program for this particular home.
Additionally, the Domestic Violence Act of 1996 will be revised to create easier access to justice for victims of domestic violence. With the merger of the Women's and Men's Affairs Bureau, more policies and programs will be employed to tackle the scourge of domestic violence. For the Government News Brief, Seneca Thorne reporting.
Students of Bishop's High School and North Rheinveld Multilateral School will soon benefit from improved learning environment. Details in this report.
The focus on the physical conditions of the nation's education facilities is in keeping with government's move to develop an education system capable of producing well-rounded, lifelong learners.
Throughout the educational system, I believe that there are a lot of things that we need to do, ranging from, the physical condition of schools, the physical condition of sports facilities in the schools, phys ed facilities in the schools. These are things we need to address and address urgently. But these are the simple matters to my mind. These are, a question of making an assessment of the physical condition and try to move, the budget and so on that will be required through the cabinet.
Government will be spending a total sum of $4.3 billion on the construction, extension, rehabilitation, and maintenance of the nation's educational facilities. North Ramveld will be rehabilitated and extended, and the St. Rose's High School will be reconstructed. These schools are covered under the total budgetary allocation of $491.7 million.
There's no resistance in the cabinet to upgrading the entire educational system, none whatsoever, because I think that the cabinet is convinced, as I'm convinced, that if we don't fix the educational system and get it right, then nothing else will work, because education is so central to everything else.
These two schools are among several being upgraded and rehabilitated to increase access to education and to deliver better quality education this year. The others include Sid Winifred Secondary, Queen's College, and South Ramveld Park Secondary School. The interventions slated for these schools will better enable them to accept more students and offer more subjects. For this news brief, I am Namila Henry Rowe.
A mental health secretariat is to be established as government heightens emphasis on mental illness. Here are the details.
The establishment of the Mental Health Secretariat, which will be located in Communist Street, Georgetown, will see better coordination of mental health-related activities and policies.
I must say that with the emphasis that is being placed on mental health, and particularly suicide prevention, offers and have been on the increase of qualified persons seeking employment in this particular area. It would be difficult for us to say offhand what our strength would be. We know we need to increase our employment in this area to the maximum, and we have all intentions of doing so.
Mental health problems have been a major focus of the government over an extensive period. Suicide and depression, which are forms of mental illnesses, will receive the limelight after the completion of the Secretariat. The recognition of the alarming incidence and prevalence of suicide during the 2016 National Budget presentation, Finance Minister Winston Jordan pointed out that a multi-stakeholder approach will be taken, which will see the commencement of a commission of inquiry and the development of emergency suicide prevention action plan.
Data collection and research will include gathering epidemiological data, demographic information, and research on driving factors contributing to designated rates per region. Analysis will be done at the regional and country level, including maps and profiles for targeted interventions. We will also train secondary school teachers and students to be able to identify those at risk for self-harm. Further, we are advanced in preparatory work for the introduction of a psychiatry program at the University of Guyana.
The Mental Health Secretariat is also in line with these efforts and will offer training and services to both professionals and persons seeking mental health services. For this Government News Brief, Shivani Rampasad reporting.
More rehabilitation works to be done on police stations and outposts to enable better policing. Details in this report.
Recognizing the Guyana Police Force's need for better facilities, Minister of Public Security Camarade Ramjatan announced that these will be boosted in 2016. Rehabilitation works are planned for several police stations. Most of these works are expected to be completed by year-end.
For the rehabilitation of Central Police Station, New Amsterdam, Region 6, $60 million. Construction of the stable at Letem, $20 million. Construction of the Brick Dam lockups, Region 4, $20 million. Rehabilitation of Quartermaster, $60 million. The band room, rehabilitation of the band room, $74 million. These are at headquarters. Rehabilitation of Anna Regina Police Station, $20 million. And construction of a new police station at Parfait Harmony, $30 million, estimated at $290.
Works will also be done in several key buildings for the Guyana Police Force.
Rehabilitation of TSU Arms Store, $25 million. Officers' Quarters, Port Kaituma, $7 million. rehabilitation of Special Branch Admin Building 24, and there are a number of others. If you want the list, I'll give you. Rehabilitation of Mounted Branch Stable, 31 million. Rehabilitation of Living Quarters, Maikoni. Rehabilitation of East of Penitence Police Station, Enmore Outpost, Lenora Police Station, and TSU Western Admin Building.
Since taking office, Minister Ramjatan has visited many of the police stations and outposts. He has vowed to ensure that the Guyana Police Force is properly equipped to carry out its mandate to serve and protect citizens. Over $2 billion was approved for the capital works across the ministry and its sub-agencies in the 2016 national budget. For this news brief, Shivani Rampasad reporting.
The Ministry of Public Health has reported that there are no new cases of gastroenteritis in the Region 1 community of Baramita. This was related to the Government Information Agency by Coordinator of Indigenous Peoples Communities at the Ministry, Michael Gavaya. Gavaya told Gina in an invited comment that the Ministry and the health workers in the region continue to monitor the situation. He stated that all the reports thus far indicate that the situation is under control. Earlier in the year, Minister of Public Health Dr. George Norton reported that the community was affected by an outbreak of gastroenteritis, which claimed the life of a child. Since then, the ministry has put preventative measures in place to avoid recurrence or cross-infection. With that, we have come to the end of the government news brief for Thursday, February 25, 2016. We are reminding you that this is a photograph taken during the independence activities. If you recognize yourself in this photograph, please give us a call on 226-6715 or 225-3119. We would certainly like to speak with you. Remember, the government news brief along with all other GINA programs can be found on our website. We are also on Facebook and YouTube. On behalf of all of us here at GINA, thank you for watching.